Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Avi, and today I am going to be playing a local, real kind, idiot thief boy and his cat, Arata Satomi, and his best friend, Jeannie. And with me today is my wonderful, dear friend.
Hi. Hello. I have friends. Hi, I'm Gale, otherwise known as Whirlwind Gale, or just Whirl. Depends who you ask, and depends on how I'm feeling that day. I am also here, and I am bringing a disaster college student and his cat. I would hesitate to call Dyer a best friend, but she certainly is here.
With the cat, it's sometimes hard to tell.
It really is.
So,
You.
so you, what you up to right about now?
Currently being very lost.
You are currently in the streets of Toontown, and, if I remember right, you are trying to find the Toontown Public Library. Uh, how lost are you? Do you want to roll a survival?
Let's roll a survival just for shiggles. Um,
Maybe at
where's my survival?
disadvantage.
Yeah, probably a disadvantage. That's already just an 8 on the first roll.
Well,
And damn, looks like we're going with the 8 because the other roll was a 22.
Lamau. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you are very lost, as the kids would say.
Indeed.
Your map is probably being held upside down as you're trying to make sense. Remind me, you is a Toonkind, right? Full tune?
As far as anyone can tell, yes.
Love the phrasing on that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I smile at you.
I give a very surprised smile back. Okay. um,
I will say this, he sure do fucking look like a toon.
okay. That will get you by in in this very Toon establishment, I guess. Uh because yeah, Toontown. Hoo boy. Lots of stuff happening in Toontown, and you are lost in the middle of it. Your map is upside down, as said before. You are turning it this way and that, trying to make sense of it.
It doesn't help that it's probably, it's a Toontown map, which means it's probably very colorful, which is great for like aesthetic purposes, but really bad for actually trying to find directions.
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to decide how I'm gonna roll with this, how we're gonna roll with this. Do we want to do Persepi?
He works.
Yeah, Persepi.
I will note, Dyer is just following along behind you, just staring at him, just waiting for him to figure out when the map is upside down.
So, Arata's first roll of the FPS was a nat
Hmm.
20.
Fucking hell.
I should have.
Okay.
I should have known. I should have known. Um, I should have known he was gonna do this because earlier in a different server he also rolled really high. Anyway, that's a modified 26 for Persepi. Do you also want to roll a Persepi? just to see
You
if
can
you
roll Percepi.
see this boy and his cat.
DMV, please. Will you please load?
Oh no.
Sometimes it does this. That's a 12.
Okay.
It's a 12.
Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. Would you say you looked obviously lost?
I would say probably.
It's got the Grolixies and everything, just the question marks over his head.
Uh-huh. He's got, like, the map that's half the fucking size of his body, just turning it all over the place, just like, is it... Okay, I think it's this way? Wait, no. No, that's the way we just came. Was it that? No, that's an alley that would probably get us killed. Um,
Endless alleyway. Anyway, um, so it probably does come as a surprise to you as you just kind of hear from a little off to the side, hey, are you lost?
um, should I, like, roll wisdom to see if my boy gets startled like I did in the FPS the other day with Current?
If you want.
That's a 9!
Fucking fantastic.
My boy is really bad at people sneaking up on him.
He wasn't even trying to sneak this time. Arata's passive stealth is just very high.
That is a 9 wisdom check. You jumps about a foot in the air and nearly crushes the map in his hands. It just makes a very undignified squawk. Down near his feet, Dyer just is very obviously trying not to laugh.
Whoa. Sorry.
Sorry. You startled me. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. What did you ask?
I was asking if you're lost. And he kind of like points at the map you're holding.
Yu looks at the map in his hands and just, yes.
So this whole ass, real kind boy is gonna walk over to you and he's gonna look, over your shoulder at the map you're holding. And
It is very much upside down.
First thing he does, he kind of just like reaches, grabs the top of it, and then just kind of like gently takes it out of your hands and then turns it around and puts it back in your hands.
Blink. Blink, blink. Oh.
Alright, so that's problem 1 solved, I guess. Where are you trying to get to?
I was trying to get to the Toon Town Public Library.
Oh shit, really? That's hilarious. I'm also heading to that library.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Avi dead.
Discord died?
Avi dead?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, what the fuck? Okay. Everything went blank for a second.
You just fucking died, homie.
Yeah, I want to describe what happened on my screen. All the server members disappeared, and then both you and Comet disappeared from the voice chat.
Holy shit, Avi, you got sent to the back rooms for a second.
I sure did. I
You
got
no clipped out of reality.
isekai'd. Anyway. And yeah,
Oh
no,
boy.
Arata's just like, yeah, no, I'm heading there too.
Oh, huh. Small world, I guess.
Yeah.
And you kind of looks down at the map, looks at Arata, scratches at the back of his neck, and just says, "Would it be too much to ask to let me follow you? I really can't make heads or tails of this, even when it's right side up."
Yeah, no problem. Stick close though. Toontown is plot heavy.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that. I almost fell down a fucking manhole twice.
Yeah, they'll get you. And he's gonna like kind of turn around and shift and like gesture for you to follow him. As he turns, you notice he's carrying a bag over his shoulder, and there is a cat riding in it.
You doesn't make much of this. Dyer is immediately locking eyes on fellow cat and just stare.
There is a stare back.
Staring contest.
Arata looks over his shoulder at Genie and he's just, what, are you making a new friend? You just hear a
Um, Dyer looks up at you and just what Arata would hear would be slightly demonic sounding cat noises. What you hears is that one is strange. And you just looks at the, currently on fire cat and just I don't think you're really one to talk.
oh cool, talking cat, huh?
Uh, sort of. She speaks infernal.
Alright, that makes a little bit of sense.
It really doesn't, but thank you for trying to say it does.
No, it does. I've seen weirder. And he's just gonna start walking down the street and like kind of expecting you to follow him.
Uh, you was already following, so
Yeah.
off we go.
It is a walking time. And he's I think as y'all are walking, he's just gonna be like, so you're new in town, huh?
I'm not from around here. I usually, um, I'm currently staying in Villestown.
Oh, I have family in Billstown.
Really?
Yeah. Uh you see him kind of like rub a hand against the back of his head. And he's just like, a couple of brothers, and one of my friends' boss also lives there. Yeah.
He nods. It's a very populated city. Makes sense.
I mean, yeah, figures. Um, I'm Arata, by the way, and this little guy is Genie.
Oh, uh, this is Dyer, and I'm you.
You've been in the chat, right?
Once or twice, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no. Arata's just gonna go. He kind of pauses and kind of looks to you and he goes, Are are you the same you who works for Detective Moria?
Uh, didn't realize I'd gotten a reputation already, but yes.
I'm also in that group chat.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, hi. I'm Moria's secretary.
Are you like holding out a hand or something?
No, he just kind of waves.
Yeah, he kind of just gives you a wave back. Um, and he's just So what are you doing all the way out here then?
Well, I'm working on something and I kind of exhausted the resources at the library in Villestown, so I got a couple recommendations and there's a couple books I'm going to be looking for at the Toon Town Library.
All right, all right. And he kind of nods and he's just like, and it's like that's like a personal thing, not like a case or anything that's happening, right?
But not a case. I can assure you it is nothing crime adjacent, probably, unless it's illegal to research quantum physics. Which it might be, given toon physics are a thing. Is breaking the laws of physics a thing? Oh god. Am I gonna
Arata
get arrested?
Arata raises a brow and is like, if that's illegal, that would be news to me. Uh, and that would also make. No, he's not gonna say that aloud. He's not gonna say that out loud. Sorry, I had to catch myself there. One of Arata's friends is the professor, who is a Doctor Who XP. Oh god. Huh. Anyway.
Point being, it's not crime adjacent. I'm just trying to find a way to get home.
Oh, you're like not from around.
You just finger guns.
Ooh, that's rough, buddy.
Eh, it's my second time at the rodeo, so, at least it's not my first.
Better hope there's not a third.
God, I hope not. Really hoping third time's the charm applies here.
Rule of threes, man. You gotta be you gotta be careful about those the rule of threes.
But, like, rule of threes can mean several things. Like, it can sometimes mean, you know, things go wrong on the third try, but it can sometimes mean if things keep going fucking wrong, that they finally go right on the third try. I'm really hoping it's that one.
In my experience, if something happens 3 times to a single tune, it's likely to become a running gag.
Oh god. That is a terrifying notion. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm sure you'll be fine. Uh, for all the dramatics and whatever, tunes have a especially tunes around Toontown. Jeez, they have a very very stubborn way of making things stick.
Well, hopefully I can pick up on that.
Yeah. Uh, all this time he has not told you what he's doing, looking for the library either. Uh,
You was actually about to ask about that, and just so that's what I'm doing.
Mhm.
What are you looking into?
Um, I guess you could say psychology.
Psychology?
Yeah, a very specific kind, but like, uh, I'm trying to do some like precursory research for this project, I guess.
Hmm.
The the idea of the collective unconscious and stuff like that. And he kind of like makes a vague hand gesture as if to like uh indicate a grand collective or something.
Okay, I actually have a question.
Yes.
You are free to veto this if you don't want this as a thing. You comes from our world
Mm-hmm.
and would absolutely have played the game that Arata is based on.
Oh my god.
Should I roll like history or intelligence or something to see if he like gets it?
History, but I'm going to make connecting it to like the actual game a pretty high bar to pass.
Fair and valid. I just, like I said, you are free to veto this. It is very funny to me when you have an isekai character who can just be like, "Oh, you mean like this thing?" Like that is one of my favorite fucking tropes. And that's a nat 20, which is still only a 23 because he only has a +3 modifier,
All
but
right. Yeah. Well, what the fuck is up with this FPS? Two nat 20s already. Um. Hmm. Put my hands together. Uh. I would say yeah, you're kind of on the right track of like oh um in our universe, like out of character, our universe would associate the collective unconscious with Jungian psychology.
hmm.
All in all, some ideas of Jungian psychology is a little bit dated and pretty spiritual, but the basic idea is that there are multiple versions of a person that exists within them, and the way they interact and live through life uses different aspects of themselves called personas. Um, and these aspects are born from the collective unconscious, which is the general knowledge of the greater public. Um, so like stuff that's like widely known, like stuff like Robin Hood, Greek mythos, stuff like that. That's part of the collective unconscious.
Hmm. Okay.
Now you know why Persona is the way it is.
Indeed. And I think like the way he kind of processes that information is he tilts his head and he's like, "Oh, like the collective knowledge thingy that uh all the stories go into."
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna be honest, you're one of the very first people who's been able to keep up with that. Whenever I
Oh,
talk about it.
oh, there's a story that I liked from my home world. uh, played a lot with those concepts.
He just kind of nods. Um, he's just like, but yeah, I'm just looking into some stuff.
Well, as
Uh,
long as you don't go trying to take over the world with it.
he kind of looks at you weirdly, like makes a face that looks like the what emote. The hang on, Discord, please load the emote. Thank you.
You just waves and just says, "Sorry, bad joke."
Yeah, considering who you're talking to.
Like I said, story based on those concepts back home.
Oh my god, you! I love. I've just. um, Arata's just like, right. Huh. Anyway.
Sorry. I It's weird when you know things that have a different context to other people.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Um, I mean, it's the culture shock. It always gets you. Um, yeah. That's what I'm looking into specifically.
He nods. It's definitely an interesting field.
And Arata, I just dropped my dice. That wasn't a roll. Uh, Arata just kind of nods and kind of looks back down the street. You're probably like almost there by now. Um, you can see the big old building for the Toon Town accent, Toon Town Public Library.
And you does actually have a bit of a sparkle eyes moment and just, wow. God, every time I see libraries in this world, they have the coolest architecture. One second. And he is going to reach into Hammerspace, pull out a very odd looking camera, and snap a photo of the library.
Oh, you're a photographer.
Among other things, yeah. He
Well,
smiles and says, it's kind of been interesting being around here because it's taken every bit of willpower to not just constantly have the camera in my hands.
the tourist mode, as they would say.
Yeah, basically. Like, on one hand, I don't want to look like a tourist. On the other hand, everything looks so cool.
Yeah, and Arata nods, like, oh, he definitely gets that, and he's just like, yeah, that's kind of how I felt when I first moved here. Well, shall we?
You will do a little bow and make a sort of after you gesture.
Yeah, Arata's gonna go in, but he does hold the door open because he's a polite boy.
He's a very polite boy. You will thank him for holding the door.
They're just polite boys, Your Honor.
Polite lads all around. You will actually like pause, pick up Dyer before she can run off and set anything on fire.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, no, Junie has made no qualms about being in the bag, so he's just gonna stay in the bag for now. Um, I think actually as they entered the building, Genie just kind of ducks into it further. Whereas before he'd been just kind of like peeking out.
Mm-hmm.
And Arata kind of just, like, shifts the bag a little bit to, like, make sure it's still, like, shifting weight.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make sure it's still comfortable. And he's gonna start looking around.
Wonder where this place keeps the card catalog system. Well, the fastest way to navigate a library that doesn't yet have a computer registry is through a card catalog system. I'm wondering where they keep it.
Probably a front desk.
See, you'd think that, but usually these sorts of things are actually kept towards the back. Uh, I'm going to try rolling survival,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, I was about to say, should I also roll something?
Oh
I
my
will also
God.
roll a survival too, just in case.
I swear I'm not making this up. I'm not, like, jinxing anything. That is another nat 20.
Well, that's great, because Arata rolled a 2 on the dice.
Oh, bless you. 24 and a 2. Well, a 4. 24 and a 4.
A 20-point system, I guess. A point difference, there we go. I say point, but you know what I mean. Anyway. So I guess that means you do find it.
Oh, here, probably this way.
Yeah,
Just
Arata will follow you.
heads off, finds the card catalog system, and starts looking through it. You want any help finding the books you were looking for?
Sure.
If there's one thing I've gotten pretty good at, it's libraries, so I can usually figure out how to find certain titles.
Oh, that's nice of you.
You helped me find the way here. It's fair compensation.
Let's go with that. We're even now.
Something like that.
Yeah, but he's gonna hang around with you as you like flip through the card system. And I think after a moment he's just gonna be like, so like, are you adjusting all right? Because like, I know going from one place to Inkwell is pretty jarring.
Oh, it's been an experience, but honestly, it's less to adapt to than the last place I got yoinked to, so. And I mean, hey, at least this time I translated along with the world I went to.
I'm not sure if I want to know what that means.
Oh, nothing bad, just this, he kind of gestures to his everything, is new. I'm human, usually.
Huh. Or are you actually gonna say that? Yeah, no, he's gonna say it. He's just like, huh. Classic isekai.
That's the term here, huh?
Well, it was a term to describe a type of series that my little sister reads. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a term back home too.
Oh, wild.
I'm not sure I got hit by a bus though.
I hope not.
Usually the trope, isn't it? You get hit by a truck and then you wind up in a fantasy world.
I don't think like trucks are like a big thing in Yedo specifically yet. So he's just like, that's the trope in your world?
Is it not here?
Not where I'm from? Hello?
I wait, wait, fantasy world. Do you guys not have like cars and trucks and stuff?
Inkwell does. Yedo barely has any.
Huh. Yeto, that's a new one. Wait, no, it's not. You're from that place that Quinn thought my mirror was from.
Oh, Quinn, the weird detective guy, right?
Green kid.
Green kid. Uh, yeah, he's forced on in, so I guess you would say something like that, huh? What do you mean by a mirror?
This thing. And you will, um, sort of reach into his pocket, not into hammer space, just into his pocket, and pull out what looks like, at first, a normal gold compact makeup mirror. But then he taps the side and it pops open, and spits out a bunch of glowing green hologram screens.
Okay, yeah, I can see the mistake for Yedo now.
Is this kind of stuff common over there?
More like, out of the real kind countries, Yedo is the most technologically advanced.
Mm.
So it would be easy to make that leap in logic. But Inkwell is a lot more advanced than Yedo is. Hence, Inkwell has cars, and Yedo has, like, a few.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I look at the
Oh, I mean,
audience.
well, I mean, you're probably not missing out. Cars aren't very good.
He kind of, shrugs and he's like, is like that like a, communication thing or just a funny picture thing?
Uh, it's yes, it's kind of all of those things. It's like a phone and a computer and a communicator and all that in a bag of cheese.
It's got cheese in there.
I have no idea. I don't know how Edie put this thing together.
Okay, that one was a joke.
Could
Um,
very well have cheese in it for all I know.
maybe the cheese is what powers it.
Powered by cheese. It'd have to be like moon cheese or something, though.
I don't know about moon cheese. The moon penguins might take offense to that.
Moon penguins?
He kind of looks at you and he goes, "There are moon penguins here."
I. Okay.
They sometimes star in movies.
Okay. That's. Where I'm from, the moon doesn't have any life on it.
Damn, that sounds boring.
I mean, yeah. Boring kind of sums up my homeworld in a nutshell. But that's kind of what happens when you have a world where, no magic.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
No magic. Ow.
No magic. Magic is considered silly fairy nonsense for books, for little kids, or sometimes for adults. Depends who you ask. But yeah, no. The closest we've got to magic is um, spirituality, and that's its whole own thing that I never paid enough attention to.
Huh.
That was probably the biggest learning curve when I first got yoinked was, what the fuck do you mean magic is real?
No, I can imagine that would be pretty jarring. Suddenly, a whole new world of experiences, literal and metaphorical, just open up to you, huh?
No kidding. And then just, everyone acts like it's normal because to them it is normal. And I'm just stuck sitting here like, why is there a broomstick in the sky?
Okay, I don't know if that one you can say anything because that's actually pretty common.
Not where I'm from. Where I'm from, things obey the laws of gravity.
Damn, I wish I could disobey the laws of gravity.
I mean, it can be very fun.
No, yeah.
I had
Oh,
I had to learn to fly a broom for spell drive, and flying's pretty fun.
no, that does sound like a lot of fun. I'm only capable of like a little bit of magic, like mostly illusions and stuff, and I can also do mage hand, but that's like about it.
I mean, that's still super fucking cool, though. Illusion magic is like one of the best kinds of magic in the books back home because it's super versatile.
Yeah, yeah, it can be. I don't know. It's just that like there's just like a whole bunch of like schools of magic and I only have the capability of like maybe of learning maybe one kind, maybe two if I try hard enough, but like most of what I got I have to rely on from like either other people or like on the like actual magic items and stuff. Um, but like
I mean, same hat. You're doing better than me. I I have to rely on this brat to do my magic for me. He jokingly boops Dyer on the nose. She is sitting around his shoulders like a feather boa.
so is she like a familiar or
Uh, Dyer will immediately like perk up and like not hiss, but very irritated sniff at you because she doesn't know many words in common, but she recognizes the word familiar. And she takes personal offense to that, and you just like bops her on the head gently, just like sets a hand on her face, just no, we are not throwing a
okay?
hissy fit.
Okay, so I guess I was wrong. Then my next guess would be
Uh, she's she's my companion, let's put it that way. I think that's the term Crowley used. Um, Basically, she's we have a deal. She does magic for me I do things that require opposable thumbs for her.
So it's kind of like a patron, but not like with a deity or something.
Yeah, basically. Um, yeah, basically.
All right, that's cool. Not like not too out of the realm of possibility. Um, yeah.
She really doesn't like being called a familiar because she very much has an ego.
Don't most cats. And he kind of just you hear like a soft meow come from inside the bag as Arata just kind of jostled the bag a little bit.
Yeah, true. I think it is in the feline nature to be egotistical. At least a little bit.
Or a lot of it. This
Or a lot of it.
uh um this cat, and he kind of like jerks at them towards his bag. This guy likes to be show off his burglary skills and boast about it. So
Oh, cat
like,
burglar.
yeah, yeah, you get it.
We love wordplay.
Not the first time we've heard something like that. But yeah, he is. Whenever he gets into the cat cabinet, he lets me know immediately.
As one does. This one just likes to insist that she is the world's greatest sorceress.
I'm sure she is.
I'm sure the fact that she, frequently sets things on fire without meaning to, notwithstanding.
So that's a statement that has a story on its own.
It has many stories.
Many stories. That's exciting.
Listen, when you have a cat made of arson, sometimes you gotta learn to carry a fire extinguisher.
Something made a lot easier if you're a Toon or a human turned Toon.
I figured things out before, but yes, it is much easier now.
Oh, Arata,
I think.
you're not gonna throw the heavy angst question, huh?
Oh dear.
I think what he's gonna say, he kind of like pauses and he's just like, alright, so this might be a little too close for comfort, so you can just say you don't want to answer that, but like, I know you said it's like been a while, but like, are you? And he kind of makes a gesture at you. Are you okay?
Like, in general, I'm. He kind of looks himself over and just. Can't complain.
Well, I mean, being turned into something you weren't originally. Um,
Oh. Eh. He kind of tugs at the wrists of his gloves and says, "Oh, it's not the first time. It's not the first time magic's been used to change me against my will. At least this time it's not trying to kill me about it."
so that's something that definitely has a lot behind it, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, books.
Books, yeah. Huh. Almost forgot where we were for a second.
And you will sift through, and he has actually picked out a couple different cards. And he says, okay, so some of these are just guesstimates towards what might be helpful from what context I have.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's just me working on what I know of those concepts from stuff that I studied back home. Uh, but and I think the names might have been changed, but see if these help maybe?
Yeah, Arata will take the cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
He'll take those and kind of like look them over, and then like after a beat, he kind of um shifts through them, like sifts through them before he's just. Did you see anything related to the plane of dreams?
Plane of Dreams?
It's
Let me
probably a
look.
long shot, but yeah.
So, there's never any harm in looking. That's what libraries are for.
Yeah.
Let me check. And should I keep coasting off the nat 20 for library navigation, or should I roll something else?
I would say rolling again, and that will help me determine like what specifically you'll pick up on. But yeah,
Yeah. Uh, so survival again, or straight intelligence?
I would say intelligence.
Yeah. 21.
21. Okay. Yeah, no. Plane of Dreams. Oh, give me a second.
Bloop.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, Plane of Dreams. With a 21. It is pretty much what it says on the tin, just like a plane of reality that is connected to the material plane, but the only way people can get to it is through sleep. Um, the That's where dreams happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can give you with the 21.
Are there like any related topics or related figures that could be pulled out for card catalog stuff?
Um, Probably like researchers and stuff, I would assume, but like there is one thing that I've been kind of like dancing around the subject of, because if it was like touched upon, it could open like this huge rabbit hole of like worry, and that's the dreaming dark. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think at the very least there is like some references to like creatures that could live on the plane of dreams. Um, Mostly
Mm-hmm.
stuff like aberrations, not like the the aberration cases. It's the literal like D&D monster type aberrations.
The spooky boys.
The spookier boys, yeah. Um,
Not magic therapy, just spooky.
yeah, just the spookier ones. Stuff like those. It's very difficult to garner information from, because again the only way you can access it is through sleep.
Mm-hmm.
um and any other means of access is incredibly difficult. But Yeah, that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Well, let's see. Plane of Dreams. Well, it looks like research is going to be scattered given the difficulty of accessing the information, but
Yeah,
it
figured as
looks
much.
it looks like there are a couple papers and a couple books that people have written, but it looks like some of these are really old.
I will
So
take
they might
those.
so they might be a little outdated. Uh, but hey, dated research is better than no research.
Oh, absolutely. At this point, I'm willing to take whatever I can get.
Fair enough. Same project or different subject?
No, it's the same project. He kind of like taps his fingers against the cards like he's trying to like think of a way to phrase this, and he goes, well, this is all like hypothetical and whatnot, but like let's say um theoretically, if the collective unconscious could manifest in a form, do you think it would be more likely to form on a plane of existence that is more formulated by thoughts?
Well, the story that I know those concepts from, it the collective unconscious was kind of its own plane, sort of. So I guess it would make sense that it would form somewhere more ruled by thought than ruled by physical stuff, given that that's what builds it.
And he kind of like pauses and nods, kind of like satisfied with that answer, and he's eventually going to just be like, "Yeah, that's kind of the train of thought I'm going with. Mostly just trying to see if anybody else has like made a similar, I guess you could say, hypothesis or thesis or whatever. Um,
Leap in logic?
Leap in logic. Um,
Are you trying to get there?
no. I'm trying to see. He kind of again taps the fingers like he's taps his fingers like he's trying to like think of a way to phrase it, and he goes, "I'm trying to see if a place like that could theoretically exist, what the ramifications that would have on reality."
Uh, well, I guess that would kind of depend on how intersectional it would be with reality, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The plane of dreams is one of the closest planes to the material plane. Um, I mean, I think the real actual closest would probably be the ethereal, but I'm not like the best at planar studies. Most of what
Oh,
I've
I've
done.
actually been looking into that stuff.
Yeah, well, it's it's a rabbit hole to get into, you know, because like you got planes, and then you got demi-planes, and then you got the spell demi-plane, and then you have completely separate stuff like that.
And there's also the fact that some planes are apparently unique to specific universes while others are not.
Yeah.
Like everyone's got a prime material plane, everyone's got plane of thought, I think is the one I heard of. But not everyone's got like the same afterlife planes or god planes. That
Yeah.
just gives me the mental image of an airplane full of gods. That's a very funny mental image.
Yeah, that is actually a really funny image to have. Um, but like that's the tangent I'm kind of like going off of, if that makes any sense.
I mean, it kind of does. I mean, obviously, I'm not you, I'm not in your head, so I can't understand everything that you're looking into, but I mean, in a world that has magical weirdness, anything's possible, right? So,
Yeah.
better safe than sorry? Probably better to look into the ramifications of possibilities if you think that there's a chance that they might come to pass rather than just saying, nah, that's impossible, blowing it over, and then, oh shit, consequences of my actions!
Yes. The consequences of actions, how those haunt us. And I think he's just gonna kind of like look over the cards, and he's just like, but either way, I just hope it gets me on the right path or track or whatever.
Well, hopefully these can help. Here's the cards for the research papers that I mentioned.
Oh,
I
thank you.
think they have copies in here, but they might not. Uh, you might have to check other libraries.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's fair. Some do, some don't. You know how it is.
Yeah, no one's got everything, alas. If only we still had the Library of Alexandria.
Okay, I mean, Avi felt that. um, he kind of blinks at that, like, okay.
That another reference that you kind of had to be from my world to get, probably. I don't know. This place might have a Library of Alexandria. Oh god, this place might still have a Library of Alexandria that's intact.
I
That would be cool.
He kind of brings his hands together and he says, "Are you implying that there was a library of Alexandria that is not intact?"
Oh yeah, no, it's one of the biggest tragedies of the intellectual world back where I'm from. It got burned down a long time ago.
He doesn't have a response to that outside of oof.
Uh, Supposedly that was kind of what set off a period of dark ages, but that's history and I'm more of an art student, so history boring. You can tell that there's very much a like element of sarcasm to that, like history not boring, history just tedious to discuss.
No, that's fair. And he kind of just like laughs at that, and he's like, "No, that's funny. My boyfriend's also an art student.
Ace. What kind of art does he study?
Mostly painting. Um, uses a lot of medias, but mostly like oils. Uh,
Oh, he's like an active artist. That's really cool.
yeah. Uh, art is his literal passion. To the point where a few years ago, I had to convince him to buy groceries over buying art supplies.
Why is it such a mood, though?
Are all art
God.
students just like that?
Not all of us, but some of the people I would meet back when I worked at the museum, man.
Oh boy.
The starving artist is a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah, I can tell. I love my boyfriend, but man, it's a good thing I can cook.
Lucky for him, I guess.
Yeah. And hey, you work at Moria's Detective. I swing by there sometimes to bother the people I know who work there. Um, Maybe sometime I'll bring lunch for you. I make.
Bold of you to assume I won't be providing lunch for you as well.
I'm taking that as a challenge. And fair warning, I make some kick-ass curry.
I will also take it as a challenge, and fair warning to you, I know how to make gumbo that doubles as a health potion. So,
Terrifying. I am in awe of your power. I love
that will get a bit of a laugh and a stick out of the tongue.
I do like this way their friendship is starting.
Friendship. And having like found a couple cards for Arata, you will actually go back into like looking for quantum physics stuff and just let's see. You know, for something so ubiquitous that it can be used to travel between cities, you'd think there'd be more stuff on transportation magic.
I mean, teleportation is more of like in the same plane. It's usually when it's to a different plane that is like not like the ethereal that it gets tricky and takes a lot more energy.
That makes sense, I guess. Back where, back in the mirror, well, that was how everyone traveled, was the kingdoms were all kind of their own little contained places, and you had to use different magic mirrors that you would go through to get to different realms, and that's how you visited places.
And
I was hoping that I could apply some of the stuff that I had learned there to this place, but it's looking like that might not be the case.
were they like on the same plane?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. They might have been, but if they were far enough apart that they didn't appear on the same map.
Huh. Yeah, no, I got nothing for that.
Yeah, me neither. Some of them were buck fucking wild though. Like there was a there was a place that was entirely populated by mermaids and is entirely underwater. And I wound up having to steal a photograph from an underwater museum, and that was an interesting day.
Ah, so you're a thief as well. A jack of all trades you are.
Jack of all trades, master of none. I only did it once, and technically I cannot be arrested for it because it didn't happen in this world. So yes, I had to steal a photograph from a museum to get my house back from the fish mafia.
Yeah, that sounds perfectly toony enough. I'll just accept that at face value.
Yeah. Even without being a world that had tunes in it, some of the bullshit, man. The
Yeah.
mirror was fucking weird. I once had to save one of my upperclassmen from having to marry a ghost.
Wait, hang on, I can come up with a pun for this. Sounds rather, like a life or death situation, huh?
I'd give that one a 5 out of 10.
Thank you.
Good, good effort, poor execution.
I never said I was good at them, I just like them.
I mean, hey, you can always get better.
Know where to go but up.
Indeed.
We should probably get our books.
We should. I think other people probably will want to use the card catalog.
They would just shuffle off and like get them books.
Books acquired.
Books acquired. Books and I guess research papers.
Research papers are sometimes published in books. I think that's what journals are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a science. My sibling is a science.
I think that checks out based on like the very like few YouTube documentaries I've seen. Yeah. So like that I can definitely see. They're probably like a couple of like different books. And like as you probably said, they some of the ones that are like on the Plane of Dreams are a bit dated, but Arata's still like looking over them kind of like with intrigue. And he kind of like mutters something under his breath in a different language, as he's like skimming over a few pages. But he's still gonna check them out.
Meanwhile, Yuu is just stacking up books almost as tall as he is.
Arata's just you need any help with that?
I'm good. It's the balance more than anything.
That's what they all say, huh?
I assure you, I am a master of my craft. And my craft is carrying ridiculous amounts of books.
Sounds like the college student vibe.
Well, I mean, I may have graduated, but I've still got the uniform, so I guess I'm still a college student.
Once a college student, always a college student. That doesn't really work. I'm sorry.
I mean, it kind of does. You're never done learning.
Alright, I'll take that.
And once Yu has, like, all the books checked out, he will just sort of drop them into hammer space with a sort of shoop.
Shoop. And he's just like, God, really should get a bag of holding.
Those are things? Those are real?
They are, pretty tough to come by, at least in my experience. I do not have one. I would like to replace this bag with one if I can ever manage it. He kind of gestures to the one, that he's, carrying, and he's just like, it would be, I could fit a lot more in there, and it would be a lot comfier for Jeannie.
Might need to make some kind of, like, just below the edge of the bag platform, though. So your friend doesn't fall into the void.
Yeah, that checks out.
If bags of holding work anything like they do in fiction back home.
Yeah.
which is basically just, hey, bag with void inside. How did we put it in there? Don't ask questions.
I don't know. I think most bags of holding have dimensions at the very least. I need to actually double check that later. That's me, Avi. But yeah, Arata's just kind of like, his couple of books, some of them are being, put into his bag now that he's checked them out, and he's kind of like, you see him kind of like pull his bag a little in a way, and he's kind of just like, okay, move over, Genie, as he like kind of leans, places the books inside.
There's a quiet moment of just blink, 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 and then just, would a secondary book bag help? I've got one that I'm not using.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Are... Okay, and he'll take it.
And you will reach into hammer space and pull out a slightly worn out but still very much intact leather book bag.
Yeah, Arata will take it and put a couple of books in it, and he's like, well, thanks, man. I'll make sure to get this back to you.
Don't worry about it.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Oh.
It was just kind of sitting in wherever hammer space leads to, taking up immaterial void space, so, better that someone use it than just let it collect dust. I think Sam would be happy to know that it's still getting used even after I graduated.
And Arata just kind of pauses and nods, and he's just like, huh, alright. Thanks.
There'll still be some jars of random herbs in there from potion class, though.
I will see if any of them are usable in my cooking, I guess. If not, I'll just probably hand them off to my brothers.
I would check to make sure they're edible first.
That checks out. One of my brothers is an insane detective. He would probably know what is poison.
Cruel taught us how to make poison, but some of those plants, man, if you didn't prep them correctly, all hell broke loose.
Whoop. Yeah, I can imagine.
Although it could really lead to some funny results sometimes. Like the one time I dyed my friend's eyebrows purple.
Okay, that does sound really funny.
It was great. I highly recommend it. Great experience. 10 out of 10.
Alright, new prank idea.
Watching Ace just run around the potions laboratory squawking in anger, just, mwah, chef's kiss, delightful.
Okay, what kind of purple, though?
Like neon fluorescent purple. Like grape soda purple.
Oh my gosh. Alright, yeah, no, new prank idea. Azumi might kill me for it, but I will try to pull it off.
Godspeed, don't get murdered.
I probably will. That's just a fact of life at this point.
Damn, that's tragic.
Oh, no, he likes, okay, how should I put this? In a way that's not insulting. He's a bit of a tsundere. Tsundere. There you go. That's how you pronounce that word.
Ah, the edgelord friend.
Yep. There you go.
Understandable. Have a nice.
Yeah, I will.
me luck in not getting lost on my way back to the teleportation station.
Do you want me to walk you there? I mean,
It wouldn't be too much trouble.
You know what? If you're heading to Villestown, I might as well make it an excuse to check in on my bros. See how they're doing. Alright, come on. And he's gonna, like, tug you by the arm.
You will follow.
And I think that's a good place to end off if you don't got anything else to add.
I have nothing else to add. That was delightful.
It was very delightful. Congratulations, you have a friend who has not been gooped.
I have an ungooped friend! Yay! Thank you so much for playing with me.
Oh, thank you so much for playing with me! And, thank you to our listening audience, both now and in the future.
And on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes. For now, we are going to bid you a good time zone. Bye!